Welcome to the Lion's Den. For those who've tuned in already, welcome back to the Lion's Den. Today's the time for us to get it in. 2019 is here. It has arrived. The question is, are you ready? That's right. Are you ready for 2019? The topic today we're going to talk about is being fearless. Important. All right. For my people's 400 years, they've been here in America. 1619, 2019. What we're going to talk about is being fearless. Very important. It's very important for people who had fear at one time to make sure that this year is the year they erase their fear. The reason why I brought up the 400 years of the African American diaspora is because many of them had to have the mindset in order to make it to appear fearless. They may not have been fearless, but they had to appear fearless. So the many people who are on the backs of their ancestors are able to benefit because of their fearless ancestors. That not only goes for African Americans, it goes for other cultures too, but definitely for African Americans, no question about it. But definitely other cultures, even in America, you see where they've benefited from their fathers, forefathers, so on and so forth, because they were fearless. Regardless of how they did it, how they got it, they were fearless. But today we're going to talk about being fearless in a positive way. Being fearless in a positive way. This goes for everybody. Understand this. That if you're going to accomplish your goals in 2019 or begin the process of accomplishing your goals, it's important for you to erase the fear. A lot of people say that's dangerous. Erase the fear of positive things that can give you positive results. That's what we're talking about. Not doing negative things, which you think will give you positive results, but in the end will give you negative results. No, like for example, cheating on your girl, you think that's a negative thing. Your positive result may be the outcome of you getting the pleasure, but in the end it's a negative result. Hustling, cheating somebody, so on and so forth, those are negative things. You think it gives you a positive result, but it doesn't. It gives you a negative result in the end. So we're going to talk about positive things and positive results. So for example, that could be anything from you wanting to go back to school, you having this big idea of creating a job, wanting to get in a new relationship. These are all positive things. The thing that people they fear is the emotion which comes as a result of failure. I'm going to say it again. The thing that people fear is that emotion which comes up as a result of failure. People say it's the fear of failure. That is not necessarily the case. It's the emotion that comes up as a result of that. So what you have to learn how to do is deal with that emotion. You have to learn how to say, you know what? I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to do what I want to do regardless. You have to have that mindset. All right? And it has to be unapologetic. Not disrespectful, but unapologetic. I always mention a lot of times being hungry. You already know what that is. I mention it time and time again. But you have to be able to erase certain things from your memory. A lot of times we go back in our data bank and we say, oh, this is not going to happen because remember this right here. Or you listen to people. It goes into your mind and it plays and plays and plays and plays. You have to learn how to let it go in and out. In and out of the mind. And focus on the goal or whatever it is that you want to do. And be fearless. Don't be afraid to make missteps. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid of what people call the failure. Because once you have this concept, there is no such thing as failure. Failure becomes part of the journey. I'm going to say it again. Failure becomes part of the journey. So what you have to do is erase that from your mind. If you can erase failure from your mind, trust me, when it comes to your goals, you will be on time. Maybe not your time, but it'll be on time. You will accomplish many of them. All right? Just look at, once again, people who are doing extremely well. Some of the best in their fields. They are fearless at what they go after. And that's important. Learn how to have that. Erase, once again, I'm giving you the first step. Erase the emotion. That's number one. That's causing the fear of failure. That's the first thing. Number two, no matter how big your goal is, or no matter how wild and crazy it may seem, if it's something positive, go for it. Regardless of what others say, go for it. That's number two. If you have an idea, a concept, and you don't go for it, then all you are is talk. 100% talk. You never want to be 100% talk. All right? Important. The majority of what you want to do is work. We know that regardless of what it is, talk without action is dead. So instead of talking about it all the time verbally, you talk about it up here. And don't let that manifest all the time through your lips. And you go to work. The reason why you do that is because of this. If you are talking all the time, there are people there that are around you, that you know, that may want to take away that dream of yours. You can't share that dream, you can't share that goal, you can't share those things you want, those opportunities with everyone, because everyone is not for you. All right, so that's just get that out of the way. So keep it in here. All right, you talk about it in the mind. It'll manifest itself if you take the action. You talk about taking the action, dealing with the emotion. All right, that causes that fear of failure. Taking action. Taking action also includes creating a plan of how you're going to do it, starting in the mind. You can write it down too, but it definitely starts in the mind. So you have a plan. That's part of the phase, the action phase. You may not be physically doing it yet, but if you're taking that action phase of planning, that is a start. Very important. All right, so you have to get that concept down, because once you have that, you will not care about what others say. You're going to go and you're going to do that. Endurance is very important. You have to be able to endure throughout those things that are going on. That means that when it gets difficult, you have to be able to endure and know that I may switch some things up, but I'm going to continue on that path and continue, all right, to do what I want to do. All this comes through the fear, all right, not having the fear, excuse me. All this comes when you don't have fear, you're able to do these things. You're able to accomplish these things, all right. You're able to actually continue to move forward. Once you erase the fear, all of your options are open. Once you erase the fear, the door to success will be partially opened. But you have to be prepared to continue to open that door so you can walk in to whatever it is that you need to walk into. The fear. Once again, taking failure out of the equation. Once you do that, you are considered a dangerous person in a positive way. I say a dangerous person because, once again, there are people along the way that don't want to see you score the bucket, meaning they don't want to see you succeed. There are those on the sideline that are participants and players on your team that want to see you succeed, cheerleaders that want to see you succeed, but there are others that don't. So you can't concern yourself with that. You have to be able to have that concept that you are fearless, like a Braveheart. That's one thing I always tell people. If you can do that, things will work out for you. I've seen it happen. I've gone through A lot of the things with people that I know, that in terms of how to achieve some of your basic goals as well as some of your large ones, being fearless, and they told me it works. It works. So make sure those are some of the things that you do for 2019 to stay fearless so that you can accomplish. Because once that fear comes into your heart and once it dominates your head, the truth is, when it comes to your goals, you're dead. Because you begin to tell yourself that this is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Instead of saying, let me restructure this, let me move another way, let me come up with a different plan, let me change and alter some things that will help me. No, a lot of times people say, it's not going to work. And guess what? Once you have it in your head that it's not going to work, it's not going to work. The fear took over. So we're telling you right now to take that emotion out of the positive. Now, when it comes to negative things, you need to keep that fear. Because if you're doing negative things, your success will eventually be your failure. I'm going to say that again. If you are doing negative things, your success will eventually be your failure, thanks to the negative. Because whatever you do will eventually, truth is, come back to you. It's that simple. It's just that simple. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It will come back to you. Alright, so we're going to stay on the positive. So, take the simple steps that we just mentioned. Making sure, alright, that you deal with the emotion. Do away with that emotion. Be ready to take those the steps necessary to start your plan, to begin the action. Don't concern yourself with what other people say, think, or do. All of that is important. Make sure you have endurance, that you're ready to go that long stretch, because accomplishing some of your bigger goals, it's not going to be 100-yard dash, 100-meter dash. It's not. It's not going to be even a 400. All right, so you have to know that this is going to be a long distance journey. All right, miles. You're not going to finish a couple of miles in a couple of seconds. When you realize that and you're ready and prepared and you have that fearless mindset, it's going to happen. No matter what it is, it's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, once again, at the time that you want it to happen, then you have to restructure things. Alright? There's secondary things that come, tertiary things that come as a result of you trying to accomplish that goal. There are other things that happen on the journey, on the way. You have to be able to accept those things and see those as successes to your ultimate success. Once again, while you're on your journey and trying to accomplish your stuff, and you're fearless, if you're fearless, there will be certain things which will be considered success on your way to success. Very important. Very important. So take whatever you have right now. Learn that if I want to accomplish my goals in 2019 or begin the process in 2019, I have to be one thing to start off: fearless. Yes. I have to be fearless. Say that to yourself. Prepare yourself. Deal with the emotion. And get ready. Peace. See you next time. The Lion's Den. Alright? Stay tuned.